Hey guys, if you've been asking yourself which bullet journal notebook should I get, this video is perfect for you because I'm going to be comparing two different bullet journals, one that I got from Amazon and the other one that I got from Archer and Olive. Now, I'm going to be walking you through all of the main differences so you can decide which bullet journal notebook is the right one for you. So the one that I got on Amazon, it's the Vanguard notebook and it only cost $8 USD, and the one from Archer and Olive actually cost $35 USD. Now you can also get 10% off your next Archer and Olive order by clicking the link in the description below, and I'll also link the Amazon journal and any products mentioned in the description as well, so make sure you check those out. First, we're just going to talk about the main features of each notebook. So just looking at the Amazon Vanguard notebook, it has 110 pages. I couldn't find the exact thickness of the pages, but it is pretty thin. It is a dot grid, and the thin pages makes it good because it makes it really light and portable. It's really great for beginners if you're just trying out bullet journaling or if you just use color pencils. But I'll also show you a pen test later on so that you can see which pens bleed through this notebook. So looking at the Archer and Olive journal, it's 160 pages and the thickness is 160 GSM. It's really thick, so nothing bleeds through. This is the A5 size. It's also vegan and it's bound by hand, which makes it lay super flat, which is really nice. And so this journal is really perfect if you want to be creative, you want to use a lot of colors, different brush pens and paints. Nothing has ever bled through when I'm using this journal. So here you can see that even when I'm using a lot of colors, brush pens or paint, there's no bleeding or ghosting whatsoever on the other page. So some other features of the Archer and Olive notebook is that it is a hardcover. I don't particularly like the cover's texture because you could see that it doesn't keep its pitch black color. It kind of looks dusty sometimes, for a lack of better words. But it also comes with this really nice elastic so that you can keep your journal closed at all times. It also has a little pocket for your pen, and you can see that it also has this little bookmark thingy at the middle, so you can use that to keep track of your pages. And what's really nice is that it also has a pocket in the back page for you to be able to keep any papers or anything else. You have your own little folder within your journal. So these are all just amazing bonus features when it comes to the Archer and Olive journal. So now let's talk about how the book is bound together. If you're looking at the Amazon, you could see that it's all bound to one same back, and you could see that it kind of has that little curve on top because it doesn't really stay super flat. If I really want to flatten it, I have to bend the book, and so you could see why there's a little bit of that bend, and I have to really push to get it to lay flat. You can also use a paper clip to hold the Amazon book flat to take pictures. However, you can see that it still creates these bends and folds in the notebook, and so that's why I didn't particularly like the Amazon book when it comes to using the bullet journal for Instagram. Now, when you're looking at the Archer and Olive notebook, what's amazing with it is that because it's bound by hand, it lays flat completely without me having to push a lot. And so when I show you the top, you can see that it's kind of bound in small little sections instead of everything bound together into one, and you can see that it stays flat super nicely. This is a really great feature if you're someone that likes to take pictures of your bullet journal. However, if you're keeping a journal just for yourself, then you might not need this feature in your notebook at all. Now let's talk about the whiteness of the pages for each journal. So when you compare the two bullet journals right on top of each other, you can see that the shades of white are also slightly different. You can tell that the Amazon one has this slightly yellow tint to it, but the Archer and Olive one is a very stark white. And you can really tell the difference when you're looking at the journal from the side. And now we're just going to quickly talk about the dimensions and size of each journal. So the Amazon journal is 6 inches by 9 inches, and the Archer and Olive A5 notebook is 5.75 by 8.25 inches. So you can see that the Archer and Olive one is a little bit shorter. However, when you look at the thickness from the side, the Archer and Olive one is about 1 inch thick, and the Amazon journal is only about 0.3 inches thick. So if you're looking for a journal that's really portable, you can decide whether you want something that's a little bit more thin or a little bit shorter. So now let's do a pen test with the Amazon Vanguard notebook. Because none of the pens that I'm using here bleed through at all in the Archer and Olive notebook, I'm not going to show you a pen test, but you can see in the flip throughs that I did before that there's nothing that bleeds through. However, if you are considering getting the Amazon Vanguard notebook, this pen test will really help you see which pens bleed through or not, so you can decide whether this journal is the right one for you. So already with the first pen that I tried, it's the Tombow Fudenesuke calligraphy pen, and that pen is already bleeding through and showing ghosting on the other page. So the next pen that I'm gonna try is the Micron pens. And then I'm also going to try a Sharpie. After that, I'm gonna show you a black Tombow brush pen. And then after that, I'm going to show you a light purple Tombow brush pen. And then with the same purple brush pen, I'm gonna layer it over multiple times. So now when I flip the page over, you could see that a lot of these pens are kind of showing through and bleeding through to the other page. However, the Micron pen and the light purple Tombow brush pen doesn't really show much on the other page. I also want to mention that when I go through multiple times with the purple pen, you could see that because it is a water-based pen, it kind of crinkles and has these little bumps on the page. So definitely be careful to go over with your brush pen multiple times, even if you're using a really light color. So if you're someone that is just using Micron pens and light colored brush pens, then this journal is not going to be an issue for you whatsoever. So this journal is great if you just want to use regular pens. However, you can see here that even sometimes when I use pencil colors, if I press really hard, you could still kind of see the outlines on the other page. And that time I was using a Sharpie to outline the sunflowers, and you could really see it on the other side. In here, I'm showing an example where I used the Tombow brush pen, but I did it multiple layers of it. And on the other side, you could see that it kind of does show through a little bit. So for this reason, this is why I didn't particularly like the Amazon Vanguard notebook. I really like being able to color in my bullet journal, and so I wanted something that has more thicker pages. And so that's why I went through with the Archer and Olive journal, because I really wanted the thicker pages to avoid any more ghosting or bleeding in my journals. Overall, the Archer and Olive is definitely my favorite journal by far. It is a little bit pricier, especially if you're a beginner, but don't forget that you can also get a 10% discount if you use the link in my description. I just really love the fact that I can be as creative as I want in my bullet journal, and I don't have to worry about it bleeding or ruining my next pages whatsoever. And I really do get a lot out of these pages. It's 160 pages, but it really lasts me a long time. So I've had this journal since August, and it's in February, and I barely used half of it. So even though this journal is $35, it's so worth the price for me. It's really good quality and it lasts me a really long time. Archer and Olive is definitely my favorite bullet journal brand that I've tried so far. Actually, it's only my second bullet journal that I tried, but I'm so impressed with it that I don't feel the need to try any other brand. And guys, rest assured that this is a completely honest review. I am not sponsored by Archer and Olive by any ways. I do have an affiliate link for the discount, but they are in no way paying me or whatsoever to say this. This is all my honest review of the journal. And so yeah, I'm super curious to hear what your favorite bullet journal brand is. Let me know in the comments below, and make sure to check out my other videos if you're interested in learning more about bullet journaling. And remember, if you can imagine it, you have everything in you to pursue it. See you next time!